We just had an election a few weeks ago, and the question is, where is the official opposition? On any of the core issues of the day, to me, the most shocking are the abridgments of our civil rights in the name of a pandemic. We have national vaccination rates, 80, 90%, and yet the restrictions are getting harsher, not more lenient, including vaccine passports and banning the unvaccinated from even national airlines and railways. That's not a provincial decision. That's a Justin Trudeau decision. And yet, have you heard Erin O'Toole express any doubts, even in the gentlest language, about that? I have not. What about the lockdowns? What about the carbon tax that's jacking up the price of everything? We talk about inflation and how the price of food is going up. That's in part related to the carbon tax. We don't import much of our food from China. Certain goods are, and that's where the supply chain can be snarled, waiting to get into the port of Vancouver, for example. But food, we grow a lot of that here. Why is the price of Canadian food going up? One reason is the carbon tax. Agriculture is carbon intensive. Anything that's shipped by rail or car or truck, it's carbon intensive, and the carbon tax keeps going up. Where's Erin O'Toole on that? It's a bit tough for him to argue against inflation caused by a carbon tax when he supports that same carbon tax. One of the issues that concerns me is censorship. Although the Liberals shuffled Stephen Guilbeault out of the censorship portfolio, the Liberals say that they intend to bring it in. Have you heard Erin O'Toole fight back against that? I have not. I think our leader of the opposition is absent, and he's certainly not conservative. Maybe it's a good thing that he's absent, because when he says something, he quickly flip-flops. On the carbon tax, on defunding the CBC, just for example. I think we've seen some bad signs lately. For example, in the new shadow cabinet shuffle, Leslyn Lewis, who is a strong and powerful candidate, who won a seat in Parliament, who placed very well in the leadership, she was left out completely. Just in terms of the Ottawa game of politically correct optics, that alone you would think she would be seated, let alone the fact that she has a powerful base in the party. Why was Leslyn Lewis sidelined by Erin O'Toole? In fact, every leadership rival has been sidelined by him. Have you noticed that? Derek Sloan, kicked out of the party. Jim Karahalios, kicked out of the party even before the leadership was over. Rebel News itself marginalized. We're not part of the party, but it's quite odd that the most conservative-leaning media outfit has been canceled and deplatformed. Erin O'Toole doesn't play well with others on his own team. I always wonder, can we have even just 10% of his rage and his turf war mindset directed at the Liberal Party of Canada instead of against others with his own party? But the fact is, Erin O'Toole had his chance, and he underperformed. He lost seats. He lost votes. And his great gamble, which was to make the party more liberal in return for winning seats in urban areas in Ontario, didn't pay off. They lost seats in the cities. So being an echo of the Liberals, a knockoff of the Liberals, did not actually work. That was his grand plan. So what should happen? Should Erin O'Toole, after losing the election, be given another chance? Obviously, he thinks so, since he hasn't resigned. Party members want to have a say in it, and the party constitution says after every election loss, they do get a say. But the question is, will that say happen now or years from now? It's in Erin O'Toole's interest to have that pushed off as far into the future as possible, to make it impractical to have a leadership review. However, if he is going to go, if he is going to lose the next election too, shouldn't he be weeded out now? That's a question that many people in the party are thinking, but not that many are saying until yesterday. Here's Denise Batters, a senator. Take a look.
I'm Senator Denise Batters, and I'm launching a petition so that our party members can have their say on the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada. I've been a Conservative my whole life. I came from the PC side of the party, and like so many others, I worked hard to help merge the Canadian Alliance and PC parties into our winning Conservative Party movement. On behalf of Conservative activists and members from coast to coast, we started this petition because we don't want to see this party ripped apart again. When we're divided, the Liberals win. Under Erin O'Toole's leadership, the rift in our party is growing. He told us this is not your grandfather's Conservative Party and warned campaigning MPs they must agree 100% with his new direction, which constantly changes, or get out of caucus.
I put it to you that another election for Erin O'Toole will not suddenly transform. The Liberals will not suddenly be weaker. In fact, I think in the last two elections there have been scandals and fiascos that the Conservatives should have been able to capitalize on, but didn't. Whether Jody Wilson-Raybould or the Kielburger scandals or anything else, blackface photos. If you can't beat Justin Trudeau with the wind at your back, you're not going to beat him next time either. I say, have the leadership review early, and may the best man or woman win. If no one challenges Erin O'Toole, if no one wants that job, then let the man keep it and maybe he can have it. But by throwing aboard anyone else in the party who disagrees with him, he shows a brittleness that I think shows why he's so weak. You know, he may be able to bully the remaining people in caucus by saying, if you don't support me publicly, I'll throw you out too. And he does have that power in our system. But hundreds of thousands of grassroots Conservatives in this country, well, he can't bully all of them. In fact, they're his boss, which is why I think he's so terrified of letting them have a vote. I salute Senator Batters. I'm glad she's using her relative immunity to his punishments to say what so many people are saying. Erin O'Toole is no Conservative, and he's no opposition leader. He just won't oppose.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.